Hey guys, welcome back to another action figure review. Today we're taking a look at Tunshi Studios Metal Slug 3 series, starting up with Marco. The front of the package is themed like the character selection screen of the Metal Slug 3 video game. On the back of the box we have a faded out image of the figure, as well as some warnings, logos, and a short paragraph on how to handle the figure and take care of it. On the bottom, we can also see the official licensed SNK holographic sticker to show its authenticity. The package itself comes in a plastic wrapped cardboard box with the serial number, barcodes, and Tunshi Studios logo. You'll have to tear open the plastic to get to the cardboard box underneath, and then open up the flaps at the top to finally get the figure and its box out. You can now remove the figure from its box by opening the magnetic flap on the side. The instructions are packed at the top, and the figure and its plastic tray are tightly packed into the box, sliding out. Marco Rossi is one of the main characters in the Metal Slug series of shoot-'em-up games. Appearing with his iconic style of yellow hair, red vest, and white sleeveless shirt, this figure is based off of the appearance of the Metal Slug 3 artwork. Normally, the character selection screen has the exaggerated look of the classic games, but in the re-release, the artwork of the character of the screen selection got updated to a more modern anime style. The looks of the character vary from game to game and different artists, especially when you factor in the official art of Shinkiro, whose official designs are hyper-realistic. So it looks like Tunshi Studios went with SNK's more modern look for Marco. Let's check out the details. We have bright white eyes with small black dots and a dirty white headband covering the forehead of the figure. Yellow hair is combed back with a large strand of hair bent to the front in a zigzag. The nose is sharp and pointy like the rest of the face's features, including the chin and cheekbones, and the mouth is in an angered frown. On the side we can see the ears and the sideburns going all the way down to the side of the jaw. A small hair splits all the way to the top of the head, and we can see the rest of the hair resting on the back of the neck. Here we can see the collar of the red vest covering up the neck as well. A large cloth red vest can be seen worn on the chest, open down the center. Large stitches and buttons on the pouches detail the vest, while underneath we have a white sleeveless shirt. Opening up the vest allows us to see the muscles sculpted underneath and how the white shirt tucks into the pants. Not much detail going on the back of the vest, we just have some large stitching on the sides and on the bottom. The shoulder is completely bare, with the joints being sectioned by each large muscle, doing a decent job at blending in the cuts. The arms have brown leather bracers at the wrist and come with a closed fist hand already installed. On the waist we have a black belt that actually goes through each belt loop on the cargo pants and textured in a leathery appearance. The stitches on the cloth gives a nice effect of actually having a front zipper. On the back we can see the black belt wrapping around the loops of the pants and two large pockets with bronze buttons on the back as well. On the side we can get a better look at the pockets and cargo style pockets. They both are actually functional, with both of the pockets being able to fit small items inside, as well as the cargo pocket opening up to reveal a small space. We wrap up the details of the figure with the boots. Dirty, worn out brown leather boots have a thick black wash applied to them, bringing out the details in the wrinkles and edges of the boots. The laces are painted black, with the rings on the laces painted copper, and even underneath the boots, the soles have textured with rubber grips. Let's check out the articulation. Normally, I would take off the clothing on a figure to show the full range of articulation, but as seen in the instructions, the clothing is not meant to be taken off. We have a head that rotates, and has a small bit of range looking up and down. Shoulders that open, and fully rotate all around. Rotating biceps. Double jointed elbows, with the muscles preventing it to being a super tight bend. Wrists that rotate and bend up and down. A ball joint at the chest, with another ball joint at the waist, with the combined joints letting you bend forward and back a decent amount before the clothing restricts the movement. Legs that open, that are restricted by the pants before settling down. We have the same thing with the forward motion, a decent amount. The legs bending back is completely restricted, either by the sculpting of the butt or the clothing. I can't tell without taking them off. rotation at the thigh that's being restricted by the clothing once again, double jointed knees with a decent range, with the pants not really restricting poses when it comes to stretching the knees. Overall, the pants will restrict a lot of motion in the legs. We have legs that rotate, ankles that rotate, and a slight upwards and downwards bend. Marketed as a 1 in 12 inch scale figure, Tunshi Studios Marco stands at 5.9 inches tall or 15 centimeters. Standing next to some 6-inch Hasbro figures has him just a bit shy of the Hasbro scale, while putting him next to McFarlane's 7-inch scale has him completely outclassed in height. The same goes for Mythic Legion's scale. And finally, we have him next to a Figma, where the height is a bit more matched. Let's check out the massive amount of accessories we get. Marco comes with an alternate head with an open mouth and a less serious expression. With the mouth open, we can see details like each tooth and the tongue sculpted into the mouth. We get the classic AR-10 auto rifle seen in all the Metal Slug games. It has a black finish with a dusty brown wash making it appear worn out, and the grenade launcher barrel can be pumped back and forth. The gun itself comes with a heavy machine gun firing effect, with an explosion of bullets in the same pattern as the game. The effect tightly pegs into the barrel of the rifle and sticks on without any effort. To hold the rifle, we get a trigger hand with the finger pointing forward. The gun's grip easily slides into the hand and fits tightly. We also get an open palmed hand that can be used to grip the grenade barrel on the rifle. After all the accessories are swapped and equipped, we can get an impressive effect that looks completely natural as well. A small black pistol with a ton of details like the texture on the grip. And comes with a detachable magazine with bullets at the top. Like the auto rifle, the pistol also fits into the trigger hand perfectly. We get a small silver and black knife with a serrated edge on the back of the blade. A World War II style stick grenade painted gray with a red stripe and a wooden handle. And we get a pair of gripping hands to hold both the knife and grenade. Both the knife and grenade are a tight fit for the gripping hands, so applying heat to them is suggested. We get a stylized green walkie-talkie bending in a cartoonish style. The walkie-talkie fits into the open palmed hand used for the rifle earlier. We get a green army-style canteen. And just like the walkie-talkie, it fits into the open palmed hand as well. The final hand accessory we get is posed in the thumbs up gesture. This fun accessory is a nod to the pose the characters do in a mission completion. We get a blank ammo upgrade box. The piece is actually magnetic and allows you to change the letters on them. This figure only comes with the capital H letter, but we can attach them to both sides. We have a small rocket and a flame effect at the back. This accessory seems to not attach to anything. We get an empty small cardboard ammo box with the tops folded open. To put inside the box, we get an ammo clip with painted bullets on top, a wavy belt of rifle ammo to hang on the side of the box, and a clear plastic bag filled with bullets. You can place these loose accessories into the box, giving off a really nice effect of a pile of ammo. This accessory is actually in the game and either gives you ammo or points. A small medal that is also in the game that awards points on picking up. And a small dog poo, as seen in game as well. We get a plastic base for the figure detailed in a wooden floor style. Underneath we have the logos for Tunshi Studios and SNK. On the back of the base we have a hole for the bracket. The metal bracket screws into place tightly. It holds up well on its own and the claws can be opened and closed. It actually does a great job holding the figure in place and is not very noticeable from the front. It's sturdy enough to hold the figure up as well and doesn't get in the way of any of the clothing or accessories. Also, if you had multiple figures, the base comes with a clip to attach them together. What an amazing figure, and a dream come true for Metal Slug fans who have been waiting forever for figures of this quality. Tunshi Studios have really put down their best work introducing themselves into the toy industry with these quality Metal Slug figures. While the price is higher than normal retail figures and even smaller indie companies, you really get what you pay for in the quality of these figures. The cloth goods feel durable with no loose stitching or defects. The paint on the head sculpts were neat and accurate as well as on the accessories. Not much needs to be said about the insane number of accessories, but the attention to detail on them did not go unnoticed. The spread of the machine gun fire, the ammo crate, and all the other references to the game just makes the figure feel that much more in-game accurate. The only few minor complaints I have is that the articulation is a bit hindered by the clothing as well as the clothing being non-removable. With the articulation, there's not much you can do when it comes to closed action figures, but the cloth was stretchy enough to get into most poses and not that big of an issue, but you won't be getting into any extreme poses. As for the clothing being non-removable, I'm sure it's possible to undress the figure to get at the body underneath, but it's not recommended in the instructions, and at a glance it didn't feel like it was possible without tearing something off. So for the customizers out there, you might want to wait and see if they sell blank bodies instead. Every part of this figure was a complete joy to handle. Unboxing the figure was a cool experience, and features like the box being themed, the magnetic tab, and the way the box has its own box just gives off the high quality feel that we all enjoy. The figures are at a nice size. Despite being shorter than most Western figures, we can hopefully see some vehicles in the future that shouldn't take up too much space at this scale. Overall, a must-have for Metal Slug fans. Shop around for the best price because these are hitting the aftermarket pretty hard. If there's one thing to take away from the review is that they feel really solid in your hand. The joints are small but don't feel fragile. The figure can stand up on its own in different poses and just looks great doing so. If you're waiting on Metal Slug figures, this is probably the best it's going to get. Alright guys, that's it for this review. Leave a comment letting me know how you like this figure, subscribe, or give me a like to help out the channel.